Hey everybody,
Hey,
hey,
what's going on?
what's up? Absolutely Alphas, we're back, season
We
2.
back.
Ooh, ooh,
We back
ooh.
out here.
Yes, we're back out here. So thank you guys for listening. All of our fans, we love you and we adore you 100%. We want to let you know that this season, season 2, we're doing something different.
Yep.
Okay, what we're doing this season is reviewing albums, primarily hip hop albums because we're both
Yeah,
hip hop
yeah,
heads.
yeah.
I'm definitely the hip hop superior in the family. I did declare myself that not too long ago.
Yeah, that was like a family meeting about it
Yeah, we had
initially.
a family meeting,
You did,
so
but you said musical.
music period. Like yeah, music
Yeah,
period. But mainly hip hop. But anyway, so
mainstream hip hop. I'll give you that.
okay, look, it's starting.
Yeah.
So every week, what the plan is, we're gonna just talk about. We're gonna what do you call it? Review 3 different albums. So the first album will be hip hop, hands down. Mainstream, I guess maybe yeah, mainstream. It'll be mainstream hip hop.
We're gonna add some underground albums.
We'll add some underground
We'll
albums.
add some underground albums.
And as we go along, you guys got any suggestions?
Please make suggestions.
Please let us know. But mainly it'll be mainstream or underground. And then the second album that we review is going to be in a category entitled Other. So that means it can be anything. It can be a soundtrack. It can be R&B. It can be classical. I like a lot of classical music. It can be jazz. It can be anything. So that'll be something for you guys to stay tuned to hear about as well. And lastly, we'll be doing local, somebody we know, somebody that we know and are close to, that or that they're local and we just found out about. Whatever the case may be, it's a shout out session, and we're gonna keep one of the segments. So
Trying to get back, trying to help people come up.
exactly, definitely, just showing support. So that'll be a part of the show as well. And we're keeping one of the segments. What segment are we keeping?
With that passion point is what we're keeping.
Yeah, passion point. I keep forgetting because I know
Uh,
we wanted to get rid of one. So we're gonna do passion point. So
Yeah, are you gonna do another song for that? You
I'm
gonna
gonna do
no
yeah.
or no keep the same song. I don't know. The last song was
The
pretty funny,
passion, but I said the
but you
passion
said
point
yeah,
and Shaka
yeah you
said
did
that.
had the other segment. Now I don't know.
I do want to do some auto tune though. Is that played out now? Is that
It's too funny. Like
to not do it right?
right,
Even if it is played out, that make it
even if it's played out, like it's still gonna be
it's gonna
funny.
be funny. So stay tuned for that intro. You'll hear it on the show because I haven't created it yet right now. But by the time the show's over, you will have heard it. So you're welcome. Yes, I'm that talented.
She really is. She's not lying.
Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. Just to let you guys know, the first album that we're reviewing for this hip hop review, and we definitely know this show, we are very aware of the emotion that can come from this.
Oh yeah, it's kind of the
And
point.
people's opinions, like, oh, especially with music, something people are so very closely connected to. Because I'm very closely connected to music, and that's why I wanted to do this. Because I feel like I'm just an all around music, and so is my brother. Because
Yeah,
he's put me on to some stuff. We are into music, period.
definitely.
So this is really really fun for both of us. So the first album, what's the first album, brother?
The brown tape, Ghostface Killah, Tony Starks.
Tony Starks. Stop, forget about it.
Come on
So
now, a bloody mess.
the brown tape.
A bloody mess. This album is like
I know you heard me ruffling through my notes here.
it,
Some of the details. It was released this year, January 25th. It's actually a re-release of 12 Reasons to Die. And if you guys are Wu-Tang fans, then you should know that that's also a comic book. It's a comic book that Ghostface and RZA produced. And it's basically a storyline. And this song is a remake of that storyline. But Apollo Brown is the producer, so the beats are very different. It's very unique. The cover art for the album is, let me see, David Murdoch did the cover art. It's
nice,
pretty dope.
nice.
He's if you go to his page, he has a page that you can look at. I'm not gonna shout it out because whatever. But I gave you the guy's name. You can go check him out. He does really dope like goth art. So it's like very gothy. Like
That Deathly.
Like it's
Halloween type shit. I don't know.
Skeletons and monsters.
There
And
you
shit.
go. That's what we need.
But very dope. So the album is narrated by RZA. It's recorded at Chop Shop Studios. So 12 to Die gets its name from the comic book again, like I said. So let's see. What else do I have to say? Do you have anything to say right now?
I mean,
So the album's about a guy getting revenge. He's getting revenge. Tony Stark gets revenge on these 12 underground whatever, and it goes. Each song goes through his steps on how he, manifests into this different person, and why he manifests as a different person, and what he's going through. And the whole Wu-Tang's on the album. They're supporting him. Only one that wasn't there was Method Man, METHOD, man.
was Jizza there?
Jizza was there. I believe Jizza was on there. I believe.
I didn't see him in the credits.
I got the credits here. So I'm a.
I don't think Raekwon was
Jizza
there.
might not have been on there. He might not have been on there.
I don't think Raekwon was either.
Raekwon definitely was on there.
Nah.
All right, we're gonna go do this. I might be wrong. Okay, so it's 11 songs total. We're gonna go do the first song. The first song, is called "Beware of the Stare." You know what? You know who's all on it? Okay, this is who's all on it: RZA, Master Killah, You God, Killa Sin, Capadonna, and Spectre Deck.
There you go.
So that's it.
Exactly.
So there is no Jizza and there is no Method Man.
Or Raekwon. And
or Raekwon.
Beware the Stairs sounds like the start of a gory movie. Like he's like, who's gonna survive? I'm like, I was scared at that moment.
Terrifying.
It was.
The whole thing is terrifying.
The whole album is pretty disgusting. Like
but as soon as it comes on, right away you feel. I feel like when I first heard it, the first thing that I thought of, well, this is very Wu-Tang.
Oh, it's
the essence of it.
It's a very fan friendly album. Like it sounds. It's like 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Wu-Tang.
It does.
It's like the entire album from start to finish is very fan friendly.
Yes.
Very.
So you can enjoy that if you're Wu-Tang fans. We're Wu-Tang fans. We like Wu-Tang. I mean, who doesn't like Wu-Tang and likes hip hop? But when you hear it, you're like, that's so Wu-Tang. It's so familiar, and it's a great, really, really great album, I think. That's why I picked this one. Also, I wanted to mention that Ghostface, in your ranking of Wu-Tang and the ones that are on this album, where would you put Ghostface at? Like one top 3, I guess. Because he's like my top, he's like my favorite on here.
On the album?
Yeah. And in the Wu-Tang too. Okay. He's like one of my favorites in the Wu-Tang period.
He's definitely one of my favorites in the Wu-Tang. On this, I mean, I thought, and I need to give the album a few more listens. But right now, I gave the best verse to Inspector Deck. Inspector Deck murdered Blood on the Cobblestone. Like he murdered that. I mean that was my favorite song. Period. And then Inspector Deck just put like the icing on the cake though. Like, I mean
that was a dope song.
But he killed that verse though. I mean just on this album, I'm not saying Wu-Tang. I mean most of them are or I would say a lot of them are fairly equal. Like they have their moments, but there was that one shiny moment on Blood on the Cobblestone, Inspector Deck, where it was like wow.
Also, Blood on the Cobblestone, and this is something I want to mention about all the tracks. They're very literal names for the track. Like when you see the name and you listen to the track, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Right. So just imagine, Blood on the Cobblestone is about blood on the cobblestone.
Literally.
Literally about they're in Europe and it's cobblestone everywhere and it's just blood. So that's it. And I like Ghostface. His face has so much expression. He'd be like, I don't know. It's something about the way his flow is. I don't know. I really like it. So the second song is called "Rise of the Black Suits."
Mm-hmm.
Again, literal. It's the rise of the black suits. They're trying to rise up. What do you want? They're on the rise. They finna get to the top. Cash rules. He's climbing up the chain to get to the main bosses. They're in Italy somewhere. That's my notes. They're in Italy somewhere. Hey, that's what happens when the suits are rising.
Yeah, somewhere in Italy.
Somewhere in Italy.
Where mob shit is happening.
So that's that song. That's the second track. Ghostface basically is trying to go through the ranks to get up to the top and get this revenge. The third one is called I Declare War. This one features Master Killah and RZA. This one was a good one. He's literally declaring war on the DeLucas. That's the name of the family that he's at war with. They're the DeLucas. Also the name of the family in the comic book. And the other album, 12 Reasons to Die. So very consistent. Master Killah's second. And they all have, that's why I like Wu-Tang. They all have very distinct sounds. Exactly. But when you hear them, you're like, you know who it is. You know what I mean? It's not like you get them confused. They're so distinct that. So what else do I have? Go ahead.
I want to give a shout out to Center of Attraction. So the song about like where Shorty was gonna. Like he was falling in love with Shorty.
And what's the name was like, nah,
like,
screw that cockazoid.
Who was that, Master Killah?
I don't know.
Master Killah, like you think she God sent?
Nope, Capadonna. It was Capadonna.
Oh, my bad. I fucked that up. But well, I might have. I know Master Killah was on multiple tracks. That's why I got it messed up. But anyway, yeah, like Capadonna was like, yeah, you think that she was God sent? Nah, that's the devil instead. Like I was weak when he said that. Like nah,
I was weak when he said cockazoid.
Nah, that's the devil. You call Shorty the devil, yo.
Hey, that's absolutely the devil. I need to warn my friend. He like, I gotta warn my friend. And even at the end of the song, he was like, he listened to what he said. And he was like, whatever, man. Look, I got your back no matter what, but she's still the devil.
Right.
Screw that. Right. He said, screw that cockazoid, quote unquote. I instantly went to Google and said, cockazoid, is that a word? Can I use it? I can use it, and I've been using it casually since. People are like, how you doing? Like, I'm fine, just trying to deal with these cockazoids at work.
No.
Oh, my goodness. So, yeah. I'm not racist. This is my disclaimer. I'm not racist. Okay. I have white friends.
Well, thanks for putting that out here.
Do you use the word cockazoid?
I'm saying I appreciate the disclaimer you gave. I haven't started using cockazoid since I started listening to this album. No, I haven't.
But you do have the desire to use it.
I still you haven't really explained what it means. What does cockazoid mean?
It means white people.
That's all it means?
Yeah.
Dang.
It's a race. It means a race. But I did notice that not all the dictionaries, because I really did some research into it, and not all the dictionaries recognize it. Merriam-Webster does not recognize it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But there are other dictionaries that do recognize it.
And so, plus, does it
Dictionary.com recognizes it.
This is the official point. If you Google the word, does it pop to the top of Google with like a definition?
Does. Okay. Yeah, and the definition that it says when you pop it up is of or relating to a Caucasian person. So
the Caucasian
it means
variety.
White people, family.
The Caucasian variety.
Yeah. So I Declare War. That happened. Blood on the Cobblestone's next. On Blood on the Cobblestone, that's the fourth track. We have You God and Inspector Deck. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about You God. I think I mentioned this to you, but You God,
that's a crush.
Yeah. He's not my crush anymore.
But he was.
But when Wu-Tang, when I first was getting into Wu-Tang, like back when I was in high school, I was like, oh, he's the cutest one. But also, light skins were in style. You know, back in the 90s. Like Kid and Play, and I don't know, around that time, light skins were in style. Yeah. And he had pretty eyes too. And I think I do think he's a decent rapper, but maybe, I know brother doesn't. And maybe it makes me feel like my judgment is slightly clouded because I had a crush on him.
It is. That's yeah, I just leave it at that, you know what I mean?
Too.
It's all good.
Another thing I wanted to mention that I do like about Wu-Tang is their brotherhood. They have a very strong brotherhood in this Wakandan era that we're living in. I think it's important.
There's a track on there where Tony Stark, like, he mentions the Black Panther, right? Like he talks. He's not talking about the movie, but do you remember that verse? Did you make any notes about that? Okay.
I did. I'm glad you mentioned that, though.
And I can't pinpoint the track right now.
But that's fine. But he mentioned it, so that's fine.
Yeah, it's appropriate. And you know what? Since Black Panther was about to come out at the time,
yeah,
it's probably
it probably
has
was
something to do with
related
that.
in some way because he's in the industry, you know. But I think that Wu-Tang's Brotherhood is superb, and they've been together for pushing 2 decades now.
Yeah.
And
well over 2 decades.
yeah, and they're
Well over
very
2 decades.
successful, and they all keep in touch. I'm sure they have problems or whatever, but I think it should be noted and discussed and congratulated that
Absolutely.
they have been together for so long. I think that's really really great.
Like,
You know,
who else does that?
right? Who else? That many? It's like a lot of them.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm like the first group that comes to mind is like, to me, I'm sorry, I'm kind of whack for this, but like Destiny's Child is like, dang man, like all the rest of them just kind of
Destiny Child, them four baby bitches couldn't stay together.
I'm just right, but like, but then they were four of them, and then that like they swapped out a couple
over and over.
Like, you know, they had like different ones. It's like they the only ones that made it. Like they just went solo.
Yeah.
I think that's like an R&B thing though. Like
it might be
like an R&B.
Because
like,
you know how many times Temptation swapped out people?
Yeah, well,
it's like 67 times or something ridiculous.
I'm referring to how like I think now it's more I guess profitable and marketable to be a solo R&B artist than to be like an R&B group.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people say they miss R&B groups and like you don't really. I mean, yeah.
R&B groups are hard. It's more. You have to multiply the amount of personalities that you got to deal with, and everybody wants to be the star. Yeah. Everybody wants to be the star.
Right.
You know.
Right.
It's when people really they say you don't. I remember a part of the Temptations. It was like people become who they really are when they get some money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if you with a group and y'all are struggling and y'all coming up together and y'all get rich together, then these might turn into people that you don't even think you know what I mean?
That you ain't even know.
You ain't even know. Like, who are you? Like, you're a monster. Like,
that might be me.
This is exactly this is who I
am. But shouts out. I mean, you do see at least like newer artists still have some groups starting, but but you just don't see R&B groups no more. Like
no. And with Wu-Tang, I think another thing that I like about them and addendum to their brotherhood, I think they're very woke. I think they're very woke artists. I think they're like the best storytellers in hip hop. You know what I mean? I just want to take some time to give them a lot of props and a lot of, snaps because they've been doing it for a while and they do it well. They do it well. And they have the comic books, the whole kung fu, they're in movies, it's just I just think it's great. And I wish more people would come to get more, systems were created that were similar to them,
You see RZA's The Man with the Iron Fist?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like jumping around, like hitting people, like
iron fist.
With iron, literally. That's
fist made of iron.
It's another literal statement, right?
Mm-hmm.
The man with the iron fist. I wonder what this is about. That's all it's about.
That's all it's about. The center of attraction, which you were talking about, is next. Capadonna, and basically it's Capadonna saying, "Look,
you can't trust these bitches.
You can't trust these bitches." And it Ghostface like, "I love her though. You wrong though." He's like, "I love her, and get out of here. I got the gun." He like squared up with him about it on the song. He's like, "I'd probably kill you if you keep talking shit. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I beat you up. I don't know. But stop talking shit because I love her." And he like, "You crazy? Like, stop loving her. I got your back though, and I'm out." And that's basically what this song is about. The intro is a sample of something. I gotta figure out what that sample is. It's a pretty dope sample. A lot of the intros are samples, but this one I liked a lot. So this is the female song. This is the song on the album when I was in high school that I was like, I looked for on the hip hop album. Okay. Because every hip hop album has the girl song.
Right.
And this is the girl song. Mm-hmm. So it's a nice song, nice beat, very lovey-dovey, emotional,
And I think it was befitting because it came right after like Center of Attraction where it was like, Shorty Poison, and then like right after that it's like, okay, now we can get back to love,
Right. Get back because that's what's important. At the end of the day, we all know that it gotta be somebody fucking right. Story, you know what I mean?
Right, because it's like we just finished like dogging bitches out like
blood on the cobblestone happened, and robbing the seats happened. So let's, did he love somebody? Yes, he does. And they're the center of attraction. That's the name of the song. They're the center of attraction.
You know what? I'm bugging. because the following song after Center of Attraction, my bad, I'm getting ahead of my notes. I'm sorry. So I'm referring to the song right after Center of Attraction.
It's called Murder's Free.
The one right after?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm bugging. Or maybe that was a beat switch. I'm bugging. Okay, I don't know. Go ahead.
It's called Murder. Yeah, okay.
Go ahead. My bad.
I thought you were talking about Center of Attraction, though.
I'm bugging. This. Don't even worry about it.
But so Center of Attraction is the latest Center of Attraction.
Yeah. No.
That's all. The next song is Murder's Free.
The next song is Enemies All Around Me.
Enemies All Around Me is.
Or the album I had that's going.
Oh, you are right. It is right.
And
you're right.
And I thought in Enemies All Around Me that there was
babies singing on intro.
There was some love references though. Like it was a more soft song, and that's the reference I was making.
Ah, I got you. It was a softer song. The intro was definitely some babies singing on the intro. Like, ooh, give me some babies.
And he was like more affectionate to his center of affection, like
it is.
Like,
it was
to like his woman.
Because my notes say there was an electric guitar. I mentioned that because I like electric guitars, and that Tone is still because he's Tone Stars at this point, and he's still talking about the female and how he's choosing his heart. So it is a softer song.
It was a lot softer.
It is. It's actually the shortest track on the album. I made a note of that as well. It's only like 2 minutes and 11 seconds, something like that. It's the shortest track on the album.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in the song, he's actually talking about, well, should I do this and should I do that? I remember he basically he's telling himself like, I'm going to choose my heart. That's where I'm going to go with this. So yeah, it was definitely a softer song. Did you like that one? Did you like that one better than the one before it? Or?
I like that. That beat carried a lot better to me.
Yeah.
That was one of my better. That was one of the better produced tracks to me as far as the beat.
Okay.
I mean, Blood in the Cobblestone is still like the top. Like that piano loop was sick.
Piano loop
and like and shouts to DJ Mark Love on the scratches.
Okay, Mark Love. Okay, facts coming through. Okay.
But Enemies All Around Me was another like dope beat though. I liked it.
The next song is An Unexpected Call. Inspector Deck's on this track. And there's another sample intro. Sound like there's changing the radio station a little bit. And funky 70s guitar beat. Makes you want to bounce. When you hear it, you just want to bounce. Yeah. It's one of those bouncy beats.
Do the Wakanda bounce like.
The Wakanda.
If we had capes, it would be more official. Like
I'm finna get a cape. What color cape you gonna get?
It gotta be blue.
It gotta be blue?
Yeah, it gotta be blue because when they were shielding with the capes, like the vibranium shields would come up when they went like that, and they were blue.
I was gonna get gold, and I was gonna get some vibranium. I was gonna
definitely invest in like vibranium. Stock. Definitely invest in that.
Okay, so an unexpected call. Tom gets a call that makes him feel set up. And naturally, according to this story, he is being set up. But that's what the call's about. The call's like, hey, this bitch set you up. The one that my man just warned him about. He even got set up. That's what this song's about. And you know what? What's the name? Never came back and said, I told you so.
I mean, because he
said, I'm going to just have your back. I'm going to just have your back.
I got your back, man.
I'm going to just have your back.
I got your back.
She was hired by the DeLucas. Inspector Deck comes back on the second verse. And they got Tony. He goes on saying he warned him. But he finna come get him out of jam anyway. Like I said, he never say, you're bad, you fucked up, you should have listened. He said, I'm just gonna get him out of jam. I know he felt. I know how it be out here with these hoes. I know how it go. Like, I'm just gonna get him out of jam. Like, that's it.
Like, thank you.
So, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Inspector Deck, for looking out for Tone Starks. Sure, he appreciates it. Next song is Rise of the Ghostface Killah.
Oh
now
my goodness.
What do you have about that?
More dope scratches, this time by Mechalek. and very I mean again the whole album is like it's classic Wu-Tang sounding. But like he's actually like he's going back to like he's sampling like his I don't know it really punched in this song.
Yeah.
Like the old sound. That's what I'm trying to say.
Ah, gotcha.
It punched a lot harder. But yeah, dope. I mean the whole the album has very few flaws. I mean like it's damn near a perfect album.
It is. It is.
So I mean
on this track in particular, what's going on is the DeLucas have taken, so they've gotten Tone Starks.
Okay.
He's beefing in the streets with everybody, all these tracks. They finally, the DeLucas got him, and they killed him.
And by the way, she researched the comic book and I didn't. Okay, so shout out to sister. Obvious. Yeah, like I didn't research the comic book, but go ahead.
And so the DeLucas take his remains and like crush them into 12 vinyl records. Hence, 12 Reasons to Die being the aforementioned album that came out before this one. Now that he's crushed into these vinyl records, when you play the music, he resurrects as Ghostface
Killah. When he sings it, Ghostface Killah. Like when he sings it, like it hits so hard though.
So hard.
Like I mean, it's like you so used to hearing that. It's like my goodness, the feeling.
Tone is back via vinyl spin. That's what's happening. What else do I have? Now he's Ghostface Killah. The crowd cheers in the background. Yay. And he's basically finna go on a murdering rampage as this new character because he got a lot of people to get back. 12 namely, if I'm not mistaken.
I wonder how many.
Just gruesome deaths occurring on this track. Just gruesome. They deserved it. It's a lot of blood everywhere. A lot of torture, things like that. This is just a gruesome album. Yeah, so I mean,
Riz is narrating like Tone Starks has the ability to walk the streets with invincibility, and then like Ghostface is like, yeah, I got bulletproof jets. It's like you can't stop this man.
He like Ghostface attacks on land and now aerial. Oh, he in the air now though.
He had jets. He had jets too. He had bulletproof jets.
The beat on this track is meh to me. It's not a terrible beat, but it's meh. It's not my favorite. But yeah, that's that. Rise of the Ghostface Killah. Revenge is Sweet.
Oh yeah.
So this has a lot of people in there.
I like that beat though. Revenge is Sweet.
Revenge is Sweet has a dope beat.
I like that beat.
It's RZA, Master Killah, and Killah Sin. I know a lot of y'all don't remember Killah Sin.
Killah Sin brought it though.
Killah Sin brought it. He like, I'm finna come through because I know people probably don't.
Right.
Even know I'm in the Wu-Tang no more.
Right. You know what I mean? Like people might have been sleeping, but it's like he had to be mine though, real quick.
Right. Like I'm here. I'm present. He said present.
He's like, raise your hand in class.
Present. Where my finger at? Present.
Oh, no.
But Revenge is Sweet. So another sample intro about history. RZA does the interlude. People going to regret playing them records. Maximum Revenge. This is my Maximum Revenge is happening. Massacre does verse 2. RZA does the interlude. Describe why is he so vicious. It's because that's how he lived in the flesh. And Killah Sin does the verse 3. Again, okay beat to me. So I give that a. It's one of the better songs because it. If you look at it from a perspective of like a storyline happening, it really is the I guess not punchline, but it's the exciting moment of the movie.
Okay.
It's the one where like all the drama happens, all the what you've been expecting is going on. The climax is the word I'm looking for. Oh my God, thank you. It's the climax of the movie. Yes.
Yeah, I got your back.
So then there's Murder Spree. See, I wrote these in a weird way. Murder Spree. You got Master Killah and Inspector Deck. Singing Lady on the intro is literally a murder spree. So on this album, on this track, it's basically all of them talking about their own ways of murdering, helping they bro out. Like it's like I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do so. They're all like I'm finna do this. I'm gonna kill him this way, and they're all like I'm gonna kill him this way. So that's what that album's about. That's what that track's about.
It's not the first time Wu-Tang has done that either.
Yeah.
Like they had a skit. I think it was on Wu-Tang Forever.
Mm-hmm.
97.
Probably.
Like with double album, I think. It's been a while, but yeah, they had a skit about that. Like Method Man, like I saw your butthole and just keep feeding you and feeding you and feeding. They was all like taking turns.
I do remember that.
They were all taking turns like killing people like in their own unique. Yeah, they like doing that.
That's what they're doing on here.
That's
And the end, the way the track ends is suspenseful piano music. You're like, ooh.
The piano loops are. I mean,
the piano is just amazing.
Every time they do it is dope on the album. Though. They had a few piano loops that was like.
Yeah. So this was one of my. Unfortunately, I mean, I don't want to go on a murder spree or anything, but
you sure?
If I was to go, I would go with these guys because they're doing the best. They're the best murder spree
the best murders
I've ever heard about. So I'd be with them. The Short Shot, 2 parts. That's the next track. Intro sample, interesting quote that comes on there. It's a white man obviously saying, if we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. Sorry you're scared. That's what's going to happen. We're already smarter than you. So, I'm sorry I got mad. But Ghostface Killah says he's coming for everyone. It's a quick tempo beat. And then on this part 2, it's a softer beat. And it's the Short Shot. He misses his friends. He's debating if he should seek get back or just chill. Forget it and be the great Donna he's become. So he's like, what should I do? He's trying to figure it out, you know.
I mean, you killed all your enemies, so what else is there?
What else is there?
You might as well chill.
Is that the last song?
Go to
The Short Shot's the last one, right?
Let me go back. Yes, the Short Shot is the last track. You're right.
So, all in all, did you want to give it a rating or no?
Okay, so since you were leading the Brown Tape review, I was hoping that you have a rating. I do have a rating for our next album, but I didn't rate. I mean, just off the top of my head, my opinion is a little biased because I'm gonna think most albums where there's like a lot of very well executed verses is going to be on the higher end just by default. Like that's just my bias for hip hop. So I mean I'm going to give it at least a 9 out of 10.
I agree with 9.
Like easy because it's like but I'm a little biased and I didn't really take the time to review it on a rating from a rating perspective.
All right, my rating is 9.
Yeah.
Do that. My rating is 9.
Yeah, it was an excellent album.
The only reason why I didn't give it a full 10 is because some of the beats
were a little boring.
Were trash. I can't say trash talking about the
boring. I mean sometimes.
Yeah, I'll say not to my liking. I'll say that. So we give it a 9 as a unit. We give it a 9.
Excellent album.
Excellent album.
Get it.
And again, Ghostface. It's just something about him, man. The way he's
been doing it though.
Like he's so expressive. Like, oh my goodness.
Remember Supreme Clientele? Come on, man.
And not only that, but I know that one track he did with Kanye on the what's the name of that? Good Folk Good something production.
He did something with Kanye?
He did a song with Yeezy. Hold up, it was on Yeezy album. The one that was gray.
I'm pretty sure I've heard it then, because I think I've heard all Kanye albums.
He was like, the jeans cost $600. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
600. Okay, whatever. I digress. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Ghostface. So when I saw this, I instantly was like, we got to review this one because I'm a fan. I know Raekwon came out with something not too long ago too, so maybe we'll review that as well.
Okay.
But we want your feedback. Let us know how you feel.
Yeah, and give us your rating, your thoughts on each track.
Do you agree?
What was your favorite track? I'm going with Blood in the Cobblestone, but give me
your favorite track. Hold up. Let me flip through these pages loudly. The loudest flip. Let's see. Favorite. Okay, I did a thing. I did this. My favorite beat was an No, hold up. My least favorite beat was Blood on the Cobblestones.
Really?
Yeah.
That was your least favorite?
That was my least favorite beat.
Get the fuck out.
My least favorite song was, I like them all, but if I had to pick one, my least favorite song would be I Declare War. My favorite beat was The Center of Attraction, naturally.
That was your favorite beat?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my favorite song was An Unexpected Call.
I mean, it's all three of those are dope tracks, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. But that's I did make a little rundown, so I did want to mention that. So I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot I actually, because I think that's important with this. We need to give a favorite beat, maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
That's cool.
But we're learning our way in this new podcast season.
All good. Yeah. But put your reviews in the comments.
Put your reviews in the comments if you agree. If you don't, we want to know about it.
Please.
We care. We care so much.
And we're back. So next up we have N.E.R.D. No One Ever Really Dies. Very fun and consistently positive album, like all the way through. Yeah. It's an album of just pure positive energy from start to finish. Everything has like an uplifting message. There are a couple like flex parts, like where I hear Pharrell flexing, I'm getting bad bitches, like then he got Future doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's not a lot though. Yeah,
but it's not like, but to
in
me,
your face.
That's not negative to me either. Like it's not like your trap music or like this rappers killing babies and shit that you used to hear back in the day.
Okay, babies.
Yeah, like
babies.
Run up and kill your grandmother. I don't know, like it's like it's all positivity. All of it.
And he's very he's got his crystals together and he's got his meditation on point. His yoga is like none other.
I can't sing it all, but you heard the album, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Super.
That's the crystal part that Sister was just talking about.
Yeah.
Those are crystals. Yeah.
But the whole album is like
the album is fun. It's mostly like upbeat. It's an album that definitely makes you want to move for the most part. And it was a good break from what I'm used to listening to, because in the hip hop world, I consider myself a bigger hip hop head than most people, but that's mostly because I favor underground or like more lyrical executed artists. So it was a good break from my norm. I saw your face over there. I seen that shit. It's cool. And so let's get started with Lemon. I don't listen to the radio.
Rihanna was on there.
She wrote that beat very well. She killed it. She had, Rihanna brought it. And I want to say I don't think I've heard her like just straight like rap like that before. But
it was dope.
The point I was about to make is that I don't listen to the radio at all, basically. But I'm pretty sure like if this album like has singles, like this is gonna be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm sure Lemon's on the radio.
I agree.
So excellent set off to the album. So Pharrell is starting like his like he's starting lightly, like getting into his political undertone, because as far as subject matter on the album, Pharrell decided to go very political on this album.
He did.
And talk about like running from the police and fuck the police, and
it was very spiritual.
Giving absolutely giving shouts out to Ferguson and Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Be more. So
be more.
I want to also say that the album collectively, I think the highlight is of course N.E.R.D's talent as producers. They're music makers, and that's really what comes forward the most, because if it weren't for like on-screen lyrics, I would for the most part not understand or ever know what the hell Pharrell is saying. So I needed the assistance of on-screen. I mean, that was just my problem I had. Like it's a different sound for me. I'm not. I had to pick it up. I'm used to, like I said, I'm used to like different types of artists.
Yeah.
So I had to like do research to like figure out what he was saying. And
I also had to do the same thing.
So on Lemon, I mean, I found out he was saying bath salts biting speakers in the face. Like that's what I found.
Speakers in the face.
Right.
Bath salts
Did you know he was saying that?
Nope. I thought he was saying, "Why the speakers in your face?"
Right? Yeah.
Why the speakers in your face?
Yeah, and I thought he was saying white speakers in your face.
Oh,
like white.
Definitely speakers was the common.
Speakers in your face.
Speakers in your face is the common.
He's putting the speaker in your face. But
not the case.
He's biting speakers in the face.
That's
after
the speakers in the face. We had that part right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. But that's after the consumption of bath salts.
That's not what I thought either.
Yeah. So he briefly he lightly kind of brushes up on the political side in this song but it's still a more fun song.
Yeah.
I mean and that's the album's very funky. Like I said, a lot of it makes me want to do certain dances like the Deep Down Body Thirst next track. It makes me want to do the twist or something. I want to the song sounds like the twist to me.
But this one was very political.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying, but
the
beat though. I'm just talking about the beat. But yeah, absolutely, he's taking a stab at Trump, talking about the wall. Yeah, it was very political.
It's a nice beat, smooth voice. Very wayward Pinesy. He mentioned going over a wall. He was like, we're all at the matinee, the American mall, where corporations won't pay for effects that they cause, and that was very.
Ain't that the truth?
Political, like you said, that whole spirit is there in the song. Because it makes me think of Wayward Pines. Have you ever seen Wayward Pines?
I wanted to watch that show.
Oh, it was such a good show. It was about.
Did it end already?
Yeah, they had the second season, and they haven't came back since then. And I haven't watched the rest of the second season, but.
How long ago was it? Well,
the second season a year and a half ago. Second season.
So I guess they might come back, right?
They might.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Wayward Pines basically is about a community that. They had this scientist, say a scientist existed right now in this day. You know what I mean? He coming to people that's of varying specialty, like the doctors and the lawyers and the scientists and a lot of scientists, you know what I mean?
Right.
Teachers, psychologists, things like that. And he's collecting all these people, and basically, he has this idea to sustain the society after it falls apart because he's the smartest motherfucker. He knows that the shit's gonna fall apart.
Right.
So he's like, I'm gonna collect you guys and I'll recreate a whole world. Okay. And so he freezes everybody for 200 years, 300 years.
Oh wow.
And then that's what Wayward Pines is. It's a community in the middle of nowhere that he recreated and woke everybody up. You know what I mean? And it's these little fucking weird human things that got created through all the years, they're hunting them. So that's what's arrested. So they have this wall up around them, So that's when he said the wall, that made me think of Wayward Pines, you know what I mean?
Shouts to Attack on Titan. A lot of you anime watchers may remember the wall reference from that too, Attack on Titan. Okay, so next Voila.
Yes.
Very, very catchy. Very catchy, right?
I like Voila.
Very catchy.
It's my favorite song.
They keep saying Voila. They're talking about magic, as literally talking about magic as well.
Literally magic.
And to me, this beat has a beach surfing sound to me. I want to go surf. I want to put on my trunks and go surfing.
Bermuda shorts.
Yeah, and actually ride some waves. That's what this beat makes me want to do. And even the beat switch was still a little tropical to me.
I like the second part of the beat better than the first part.
I'm about to say that I didn't care for the beat switch. And I didn't.
You like the first one better.
Yeah, but I didn't. I mean, it still had a tropical sound to it, but I didn't care for it. He could have did without that. Ooh. And I've heard better verses from Wale. That was a weak verse from Wale. I know he could do better than that. Coming on Pharrell's album at that, So I mean, a decent song. Then you got 1,000. Okay, so
I like when they say that money talk. Well, I can pay you for a muzzle. Hey, I'm gonna pay you for people with muzzles. Okay. Do you need me to buy you a muzzle?
Would you like a muzzle?
Don't want to hear what you have to say. I'm
not interested.
Tomorrow.
So yeah, next is 1,000, and okay. So the general sound of how the song starts is annoying to me. But but that's part of it. Like the part of it is like how chaotic it sounds. Like it's all over the place. Like it makes you want to jump out of a fucking window. Like
it is chaotic.
That's the beat makes me
it
like.
Chaotic.
And then like Future comes on the heat. Okay, then the beat switches. And then it's more like okay, then the bass hits and like okay, he's riding the beat well, and it switches up on you, so you're out of that chaos for a little bit, and then he goes back to it. To like so yeah, this song makes me think about like jumping out of a window. Like
I'm really surprised you don't like Wale.
Committing suicide.
Wale verse was lit though. I like Wale verse on here.
Yeah, so we talking about Voila again, and yeah, I didn't I've heard better from him, man. I mean, I just it was a weak verse. I mean, okay, but let's speak about the artist selection actually. Okay, for the album as a whole. So very good selection of artists. Just collectively.
I know when I saw that, that's why I was like, this would be a good album. Yeah. When I looked it up, I was like, this would be a good one because
Ed Sheeran, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yeah.
And then like the God Kendrick, who can never do any wrong.
If you see albums new, you see the guest on there is fucking Kendrick, Ed Sheeran. I like Ed Sheeran. He's a dope little Irish man. Andre 3000.
Come on now.
Future, Gucci, fucking
Wale.
Rihanna.
Yeah.
The lineup. Check this out.
The lineup was a very good.
The lineup was supreme.
It was a very good mix of like trendy and talented artists.
Now too, though, at the same time.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, you're right. But I mean, and it's also befitting that like a GOAT producer should have a lineup like this as well. So that's very befitting.
And he's from Virginia. For those of you who don't know.
Shouts to Bob Beach and okay, then you got Don't Do It. So it starts off very smooth.
We talk about 1000.
Don't Do It is the next track. Excuse me.
1000 is before Don't Do It.
Yeah, so I'm going in order. I mean I'm going back and forth. I'm talking about the album as a whole, but I'm also like going in order of.
Did we already talk about 1000 though?
I did, yes.
Okay.
It's okay. So Don't Do It starts off very smooth and jazzy after you just committed suicide after 1000. So
we talked about my life.
I did, yeah, because I was talking about the future on 1000. Yeah, I said he wrote the beat well.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did. Okay.
Future.
All right, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So Future did a good job in riding the beat on that song, and All
right, don't do it. Kendrick
don't do it. Yeah. So starts off very smooth and jazzy. So you need that after coming out of the chaos. Like I needed it. Like, yes. You know what I mean? So like, okay, I can relax. Let me have a glass of wine now.
Now I can chill.
For a little bit. You know what I mean? There's another beat switch here.
Your heart rate back to normal.
And and then like but there's another very strong political stance here.
Yes.
This is where Pharrell is standing very strongly against the police, and it's very
Keith Scott, namely. And he was shot and killed in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's namely what it's about. Mm-hmm. They reference him. He had a pre-existing brain injury. It's very sad.
Yeah,
so R.I.P. to him. You know what I mean? He shouts out B More too, like you said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Amongst other U.S. cities affected by this punk ass police system.
Don't get me started.
I know.
But that's why I'm glad Pharrell's saying
political. Yeah, it's good for it to get some recognition.
I'm glad that he's saying it. You know what I mean? Because if I go out there and try to do something, they're gonna kill me. So.
And that's what we'll say about 1000, because that's why I thought we skipped it, because I meant to mention that in 1000 they had it's a video to 1000.
Oh yeah, I did see the video to 1000.
And the video to 1000 is very political as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny because my only reference for this album, or the only place I've listened to it, is on YouTube actually. Uh-huh. And that was there was a track listing where there were only 2 videos, and that was one of them, 1000. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The first video was Lemon. Mm-hmm. So 1000, yeah, 1000 did have
research. I see.
Yeah, so I did. I'm glad you brought that up though. Yeah. The 1000 video, definitely take a look at that. Mm-hmm. There was a lot going on in that video. It was kind of ugly to see.
Yep.
What's going on
but it's real.
around the world, but
and that's what's happening.
It's what's happening out here, and so don't do it is Pharrell taking a strong stance against police, and then Kendrick. I think it's very appropriate for Kendrick to be here. Is what I'm trying to say. Like Kendrick should be there to have your back.
Right.
You know, if like he's the best candidate for that.
Yes, I agree.
And of course he brings. I mean, of course he brings it. You know, Kendrick. When does he not bring it? Please.
One thing I wanted to mention, because we didn't mention this already, every song has 2 beats.
Mm-hmm.
So every track has 2 different beats. There's some at interval where the beat just completely switches.
Mm-hmm.
And on this track, I believe that the first beat is better.
Yeah.
I like the first beat a little better.
Yeah.
And the second beat is But I do want to give hats off for that creative addition, you know, to have 2 different. I think that's cool because sometimes I like both beats, sometimes I just like one beat. But it's cool to have the switch up in the middle of a song sometimes. But I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, and I think nowadays it's like artists' way of like giving more value because albums are getting are a lot shorter now.
Yeah.
Albums used to be like normally 17 to 20 tracks. You know, sometimes you have 17 to 20 straight through with like no skits or something. Like it would be like that's how it used to be. So now that's I mean both these albums I think both of these
always back in the day though, niggas always had an intro and an outro though. At least. You know, that's T right
there. Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing though, like, I mean, I think both these albums, if I'm not mistaken, I think both N.E.R.D and Brown Tape, both of them are 11 tracks.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. I mean 11 tape, the Brown Tape is it's like 30 something minutes. The whole album. Yeah. It's 30 something minutes. So the beat switching I think is the way that artists are trying to give more value to us now.
Good point.
I think. So next, okay, and there was also a reference I wanted to make. ESP is next. There was a reference I wanted to make from my notes here about Don't Do It. And I believe it was about the chorus. Okay, so hopefully I can. Okay, I almost started playing on this now. So let me get the chorus pulled up here. There was a reference I wanted to make. If I can find it. If I can, it's not really a big deal. I mean, we've said enough on this track already. I'll skip in that part for now. Maybe that'll come back to me. So next up we have ESP.
Finding Your Greatness.
A very positive song.
Very positive.
I mean, it starts off a little like the chorus is like condescending, like you got energy.
It's all about energy. It's all about energy.
You got a third eye. You ain't gonna use none of this shit. Like you ain't doing nothing with your life. But it's a coaching. It's like, yeah, you got all these resources, but you ain't gonna use it. You know, that's what it was.
Yeah, and the beat was basic. I didn't like the beat.
The beat was
very basic. But it's all about energy. It's all about energy, and it's preachy, but it's tolerable, and I think it's good to influence people in a good way.
Absolutely.
And if you have the platform to do that, then I commend artists that do that. Besides it, I mean, it's good to make some booty bouncing trap ignorant stuff, but like do something good too. If you have those people listening to you, so I like that about this song.
Yep, and the beat, while I agree that it was basic, it was one of the more boring beats from the track. It still had it was still appropriate for his theme because
agreed.
It had the beat has, because he's speaking about tapping into like the potential of the human spirit. So the beat to me has like a spacey galaxial sound to it.
Okay. Like
like your chakras syncing with the universe or something. Like I don't know.
And he's really into that.
Yeah.
Like he's really into that stuff right now.
Yeah, so the beats to me the beat sounded like that. That's how the beat sounded.
Binaural beats.
So next we have lightning, fire, magic, prayer. Okay, there we go. I like it, sis. So then he starts with that G, like sing the letter G, like oh my goodness, like and then he keeps resounding it through the song. That was dope to me. And then it's still funky though. The instrumentals are still funky and like it's like it has it still has a dance move sound to it with the funk in it. And really pretty song overall.
Can I
please.
Okay. On this track, I like the second beat better. Yeah. What I got from this was a hint towards transhumanism, which is something that we discussed before. I think it's about teaching us to connect to the universe, you know, because he said one of the quotes he said was far beyond the gaseous layer. Gaseous, Gaseous.
Okay.
So like basically, you know, some stars is what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And then he says you can't see your life until you sit and watch it. So he's super spiritual is the point I'm trying to convey. In this particular track, he's referencing how you can extend yourself, and when I say transhumanism, that means us progressing into these other beings where we're completely open to who we are. So that's what he's talking about. He mentioned the fishbowl technology, and like basically, I don't know if you know. Have you ever read about fishbowl technology?
I don't think I have. Sorry.
But he references that too, and so it's a deep song. You know, the beat is basic. I mean, like I said, I like the second beat better, but it's mad ethnic. He also says that. I like that. It's mad ethnic.
Doesn't he say like ethnic a lot on the album?
Yeah.
Like oh my goodness. Okay, if I can find that in like somewhere else in the notes, but like he mentions the word literally ethnicity or ethnic like a lot. Like people hating his ethnicity, like you know his race or whatever. He mentions it a lot throughout the album.
Is he just regular black?
I did. You know what? I was trying to do some. It's funny you asked that because I was trying to do some research on him specifically because of this song. Because to me, this song also reveals to me that I think Pharrell. Well, I mean, of course, like, I mean, they're promoting being nerds, so I mean, this is obvious. But I mean, he's a gamer. I mean, to me, this beat reveals that like it has.
Nerds are in already. They don't need promoting.
And that's what's up. All I'm saying is I can tell that Pharrell is a gamer when I listen to this beat. Like, I mean, he knows what he did when he made that beat. It sounds like a video game.
I think, yeah, I agree with that. I completely agree.
Like he knew what he was doing. And okay, so then you got Rolling Them. Really, this is the Andre 3000 track. Okay, so really funky, really dancey beat, and it makes you want to really start moving again. And I thought. So Andre, like before he starts his rap verse, he starts singing, and I thought it was Pharrell the whole time. But it was Andre singing actually. He started singing before his verse, and I thought it was still Pharrell singing, which was crazy to me. Like I actually had to I just happened to see that in the lyrics.
Nice.
Yeah. So you got any notes on Rolling Them?
No, I had one more note on I do have notes on Rolling Them, but I had one more note on Lighting the Fire, Magic Prayer. Like the fire, magic prayer.
Need like a cape or something. Like I need.
It needs to be gold. I'm not getting a blue cape. My cape's gonna be gold.
If it's a magical cape, blue is gonna be more appropriate. If it's magical.
Why wouldn't gold be more appropriate?
Because blue is like more. It's blue is the magic color. Like
no, gold is like the supreme color.
If you play video games, you would know though. Like you would know.
Okay,
that, like,
video games.
Blue is like the magical color.
Well, we're gonna light the fire magic prayer this motherfucker tonight. Hold up. Okay, he did an interview. That's what I wanted to say. He did an interview, and Pharrell said one interpretation of this song, Lightning Fire Magic Prayer, is that what might happen if we all could experience death at once.
Oh wow.
So perhaps was his motivation for this song. I'm just gonna put that out there because he said it, and it made me think too.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, like the face. So you know, when I heard that, I listened to the song like 3 more times after that. You know what I mean? And it definitely took on a whole new meaning. So yeah, Rolling Sevens, Andre. I like the beat. It actually premiered in 2017. Matt Ethnic. He said Matt Ethnic on here too. I love this beat. Sleepy Andre voice. The beat bangs. A little too trippy for me. Honestly, a little too trippy. and it was the song that I was most excited for because I am a humongous Andre 3000 fan. And I was so. I mean, his flow still was sick, you know.
Oh yeah.
But like everything else surrounding it was just not good for me on this track.
Yeah, I mean, but Andre, like one thing I'll say about like the featuring artists, um, I think they all of them ride their beats well.
Okay.
Like I mean, even if like I said, even when I say like Wale had a weak verse, like he still like rolled the beat, pretty well.
Yeah.
So so everyone rides their beats well, and I think like Pharrell, like he does the beat switches at appropriate times. Like he still like he still brings it out. He still makes it pop.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the beat isn't really all that to start with.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
Are you done with rolling them?
I'm done. Yep.
Okay, my bad.
Oh, I like when he say, "Leave my baby alone."
Cute stuff. And all right, so Kites.
Kendrick.
Okay, so
M.I.A.
First of all, it starts off with this with sounds like African kids. Okay, the African kids like yelling and playing and
Did
stuff.
I write that down? I think. Oh no, I didn't. I do remember that though. I do like this beat. This is like the dopest beat.
Okay, the beat it was dope. This was a damn near perfect song until they had this chick coming here like in this different language, like she's yelling something in a different language. It's completely unnecessary. You know what I'm talking about? Like there was no point for that. It like like the song was perfect, and then you put that shit on there. Like take that bitch off the track.
Get her out of here.
Just remove her. But otherwise, this I would say this was like this would be the best song on the album. Besides that, to be honest with you, Kendrick killed it, of course. I mean,
Kendrick killed it. Yeah, Kendrick definitely.
Then Kendrick and Pharrell go back and forth. Like who saw that coming? Like really? Like I mean, they go in.
This one didn't.
They go in. Like I mean, Pharrell like gets with his flow. Like I'm like, okay, Pharrell. Like I see.
Okay, I see y'all both.
See y'all
here winning. One track.
M.I.A. she rides the beat. Well, I'll be honest. I'm pretty, and I know she's been around for a minute, but I'm pretty new to M.I.A.
I wonder who she get her beats from. Her beats be like crazy beats.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Like I'm
new. Listen to with like her new shit. I stay up to date with her too.
Probably as far as like me knowing her on a track, like knowing that she's on a track, like I would say this is the first time I've listened to her and known it was her. Like so I'm pretty new to M.I.A. to be honest. But I looked up. I mean, she's been around since at least 2007. Mm-hmm. She's been around for a while, but I'm not really like too familiar. But she did a good job riding the beat.
Good.
And you got anything else on this? Okay, so Secret Life of Tigers. Okay, this is gonna
First of all, what is that name about?
So when I looked at the lyrics, like I thought it was literally
about the secret lives of some tigers.
Because I mean, he's like, okay.
My God, no.
So I mean, okay, this
all allegories.
This is one of your catchy. Like I think he intended for this song to be a more catchy song.
Look what I wrote. Just not my type of jam. I wrote just not my type of jam.
So okay. But I mean, I did like at least like a slight little bit of research on it. You know what I mean?
Well, good.
And so I mean,
I hated it.
I like
be bothered with it.
Poor sister. I'm sorry, baby. But
I'm glad you did though, because this adds to the value to the show.
Because the whole woo thing, right? Like that's to me is like. To me, that's like one of those songs that you find catchy as a kid. Like it's like it's like real basic. Like to me, like it has a basic sound. Like woo, like okay, it's like it's that song where they go woo. You can always remember this track.
Right.
Right. But yeah. Okay, so there was a lyric in there. I gotta find this lyric this time. Hold up, I have to find this one.
Okay, lyric.
Because I mean, I'm like, is this what the Secret Life of Tigers is about? He's actually talking about bite your neck off, bitch. Like, Secret Life of Tigers, bite your neck off, bitch. You fucking with survivors.
Not my type of jam. It's not my type of jam.
So, I mean, the Secret Life of Tigers is, I mean, the tigers out here biting necks off. I mean, that's the secret life. I mean, I saw, like, you can YouTube.
So, you just told the secret? I mean, what are they talking about?
That's the secret.
Okay.
That's what it was. You didn't think tigers was out here getting it, but, tigers got to eat too. So, okay, so...
They did actually, a note I do have on this, that they did do a performance at Complex Con.
Mm-hmm.
Complex Con is in California.
Okay.
Long Beach, to be exact, was November 4th and 5th. And they did a performance to this song, and it was super dope. That was some of the research I did for this.
Okay.
Was looking at like videos and stuff, and the only video I found was like a performance they did at Complex Con. Complex Con is like Comic Con or something like that.
Yeah.
But it I guess it's more geared to like underground music and different things.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And like hip hop culture more than anything. I would.
Is it Southern Cali? What part of Cali?
Long Beach is Long Beach.
Oh, Long Beach is like next to LA. My bad.
Yeah.
I hate you say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
It was like a dance off, and it was like super dope.
That sounds dope. Yeah,
okay.
I'm long overdue for a visit to Cali myself. Like, I went over to Santa Monica. It was beautiful. And then also one of my notes here is that Pharrell, after like going in so hard politically, like for the majority of the album, like this is more relaxed and fun to me. It's like a little break, you know, with the woos, you know, just kind of like. You know, like yeah, like I mean, but yeah, but that to me that's what it was like, kind of like another little recess after after all the content and like the subject matter that was more you know, charged earlier.
Okay.
And then Lifting You. Okay.
That's the last track.
Okay, reggae. Okay, reggae for real.
I like the reggae.
Okay.
You know I like reggae.
Yeah, I mean, but
Ed Sheeran.
Who else?
Okay.
What other artists could combine reggae with Ed Sheeran? Like, what other artists could do that besides N.E.R.D? Who else would do something like that?
Ed Sheeran already had a reggae song out.
Did he really?
I'm in love with the
that tells you how little I know about Ed Sheeran. So forgive me, y'all.
But yeah,
I mean, the only thing
it's a good thing though, because it was an incredible song.
It was a good closeout, a good outro song. And the only thing I knew about Ed Sheeran was
and they're saying your haters is fitting to lift you up.
Yo,
that's what the song is saying.
You know what? I did make a note to the lyrics of the song as well, because it was like another rebellion to me. Like, you know, just like, you know, nothing in this life matters. It was almost like my interpretation of it. After earlier he told me to run from the police. My interpretation was that it was almost like, you know, just live your life on the up and up. Like, just do what you gotta do. Just do what you gotta do to elevate the album there. So overall, I gave No One Ever Really Dies 8 out of 10. That was my collective review of it.
I gave it a 7.
7.
Yeah. Cool. And that's it.
Then fuck all this rap shit, nigga, cause they'd kill y'all. Big old 50, I get them cooking, run through my city, pocket full of book, man, I'm getting busy. I keep it pushing, so on my grizzly, so on my wolf, man. I'm so on my wolf, man. I'm so on my wolf, man, I'm getting busy and I keep it pushing. So on my grizzly, I'm so on my wolf, man. Pay attention to this work that I put in. To get a piece of this profit you got to put in. And new niggas to the turf, getting whooped in. Soft ass nigga, chocolate put in. Running nuts, a pocket full of muck. I stash it in a trap house, a closet full of muck. Ball name jeans, phone posits with the muck. If they looking for the bands, then I'ma hide it in the buck. Nigga, they won't read it, won't see it, don't need it. And I'm from a city where you believe it, achieve it. I'm a loudmouth, my niggas got the loud out. We was with the street lights, you niggas ain't allowed out. I got the heart of a lion, so I don't bow down. Hyena, your demeanor, say chow chow. You blicky blast, Uzi Vert and Bow Wow. You feel the gunpowder from the boom booms and pow pows. Surround sound, blow off tools. Big shit, it's hard to shoot this and roll off smooth without being seen. Do it in my pit mode. He owed me 2 racks for some boot strips and benzos. These niggas been hoes in they little Kim clothes. These hands change the way your nigga look. Little Kim knows, nigga. Big old 50, I get them cooking. Run through my city. I'm so on my wolf, man. I'm so on my wolf, man. I'm so on my wolf, man. I'm getting busy. I keep it pushing. So on my grizzly, I'm so on my wolf, man. I'm hitting every damn sale. That's what you best to do. Late night, big yeah. I'm chilling in your vestibule. Niggas coming out the dirt like a vegetable. Big tool surgeons need service from medical. And getting money's the point, nigga, decimal. Having nightmares about a pussy nigga stretching you. Taking two, make it three, homie, that's a move. Blood name Esteban, born and raised Mexico. Got them birds flying around like a petting zoo. Eagles and toucans sitting on the pedestal. My kids can't eat no books, they ain't edible. And can't write a rap, they handwriting, they ain't legible. My mama always told me never be a trick or a gump. And if you fuck something, better be a bitch. Your daddy always told a nigga never be a snitch. Them tight niggas taking dirt naps forever in the ditch. Forever I'm a cripper, east sider to the meat locker. We eat proper, collard greens to the peach cobbler. And me casa got it popping like a deep fryer. Catch him off the rebound, Sergey Ibaka. The yellow tape that makes the man down. I'm cleaning off the pistols with the bleach and the hand towel. I'm on my juicy J, cuz throwing bags round. Nicest nigga out here, flat out, hands down. Big old 50, I get them cooking, run through my city. Pocket full of book, man, I'm getting busy. I keep it pushing, so on my grizzly. I'm so on my wolf, man. I'm so on my wolf, man. I'm so on my wolf, man. I'm getting busy and I keep it pushing. I'm on my grizzly and on my wolf, man.
And on my wolf, man. I know, right? I'm trying to correct you.
SCP.
Hey, we back and we're about to do our local segment. So this segment, as we stated before, is about a shout out, somebody we know, somebody that's local to our region, Virginia, Baltimore, where I'm from. And this one in particular is about Pookie OG. Born and raised with him. And he's not a faker. Like he's
No,
about that life.
no.
All everything you talk about, he's about it. He's the realest, most trillest ever, you know. And I was telling brother earlier about when we was young back in the day. I threw a daddy long legs on him, and he tried to beat me up, but I ran. But yeah, I love him to death. And this song is fire. Wolfman, you can go OG Pookie is the artist. Mm-hmm. Wolfman is the song. So dope. He has a whole album out. Please support him. Again, OG Pookie Wolfman. Now, when you look at this video on YouTube, Wolfman, so Baltimore. So it's right just, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. If you're in the hip hop at all, you are going to love it. It is perfect. And I loved it. And I listened to it all the time. I sent you the video. I sent him the video. I was like, check this. This is so So definitely check that out. So.
I mean, he got bars. I mean, here's the thing though, like, and my opinion on this is slightly biased and unbiased because I'm from Baltimore too, but I didn't live there most of my life. But I can't claim Virginia. Like I've never really connected with this area ever. So I'm from Baltimore, and most Baltimore artists like got bars. Like I haven't heard a whack Baltimore artist before. Just me. I mean, maybe you listen to more of them, and you know, you might have heard some whack ones because you've listened to more of them. But like just in general, I never heard.
I just think they're the best, and everybody else.
I never heard anyone whack from Baltimore. I'm just gonna say that. Like I mean, here in Virginia, we got like a lot of whack artists. I mean, you know, I mean,
never heard of one that I like.
I'm thinking about the two local artists, you know, I've known most recently that are dope.
The jazz dude.
I mean, so that's not hip hop though, you know what I mean? But he's dope.
He's dope.
So
what? Give him a shout out. What's his name? Michael Giamio.
I don't know if his music name is Mike G. I'm not sure what his music name is, but I mean, his real name is Michael Minix. Okay. And his music name might be Mike G, but
Mike G.
But yeah, we'll put his track up here.
Yeah,
and give him a shout out at some point.
Yeah,
him, you know, Mr. Adams, And then I know AMAC. But see, but like AMAC and Mr. Adams, like they're local, but they're not.
Mr. Adams? The nigga named Mr. Adams?
They're not from here though.
But is his name Mr. Adams though?
I think that's his rap name. So, but they're not even they live here, but they're not from here, and I'm like, but that's why they're dope, because they're not from here and shit, you know.
I instantly feel like you're a child molester. Mr. Adams.
And then he says his name like directly in the track, like Mr. Adams.
See,
like,
no, he definitely molest children.
No, he doesn't. No.
Okay, I'm sorry. My bad, Mr. Adams.
He,
I apologize.
It
was funny.
He's an excellent and proud father of children. Actually.
Okay, don't make me feel bad on my own show. Goddamn.
No, you don't. No, your jokes are great, but I just want to make sure that people don't get that twisted. You know about him. If you ever find out who he is.
Mr. Adams, you're a great guy.
So but anyway, now Wolfman. I mean, then like he got. I mean, you could hear everything about the song is so Baltimore. The video. Yes.
Swagger, the whole confidence, all everything,
of it. I mean, then like even the term, like the jargon, like the slang is like, okay, you know, that bitch smooth, like you know what I mean. That's some shit that we see in Baltimore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The swagger is unparalleled.
So
you can't.
I mean, like I was shocked, like when sister sent me that, and she was like, I know this dude. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, cause I mean, it was
Pookie.
Pookie is that nice.
I ain't finna say his government on here, but shout out to Pookie.
And I'm sure I mean,
I told a little light-skinned promoter dude I grew up with too, Rich Pipes. Shout out to him. I told him I was gonna give him a shout out. He was like, "Oh, that's what's up." I'm like, "Yeah, get the digital copy on deck. Let's do that." Yeah. ASAPios.
Get with the times, definitely.
And if it's out by the time this gets released, my apologies. But
hopefully by now. I mean, by the time you listen to this show, that he's already made digital copies. But yeah, I just got sidetracked with what I was gonna say. Oh no, I was gonna say don't put his government out there because, you know, he probably he is about that life, so it's like he might be on the run and shit. So don't just put his name out there.
In memoriam, I wore my blue lipstick. Oh, and another thing I wanted to say is because this is my first video. And I know bitches might be coming because I got like an overbite. I got some big teeth. Fuck you, bitch. Y'all probably ugly. I like my overbite and I'm rocking it. And if you don't like it, suck my dick. Don't do that. No, I'm not gonna say that. But I also wore the blue in memoriam of the Crips.
Can you do a crip walk in your stool?
Like this?
Yeah, there you go.
This is actually my favorite necklace. It's gem, lapis lazuli, and look it up if you don't know about it. And it's laced with gold, and it's super baller. So
yeah, hopefully
that's what my necklace is. And that's all I have to say. I just wanted to make sure if anybody was to hate on me because of my overbite that I checked them off top. And let everybody know that this necklace is some shit that y'all ain't got. So that's all I wanted to do. Okay. Before we ended this first episode.
And it's not everyone thinks you're beautiful, sis. You're the highlight of the show, and hopefully for wearing red, Wolfman doesn't kill me because I just
Wolfman gonna be like
I just realized that
that's your brother. That's your brother, D. Niggas call me Diva back in B-More. That's your brother, Diva. Yo. I ain't mean to wear the red, yo.
Like while representing your song though and shit. Like damn, it's like
next time. Like, I ain't so right.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I apologize, man.
Be like the Ghostface. Finna fight the Dons out here.
Do something.
But thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna wrap it up.
About to wrap it up.
Oh no, our passion.
Yeah, so I'm sure all of you by now have seen Black Panther. I'm a committed Marvel head for Marvel movies anyway.
I'm also a committed Wakanda citizen.
And now we've invested in vibranium cryptocurrency.
Yeah, the cryptocurrency came through on my charts, and I said I'm gonna get a lot of it because I believe in vibranium.
I mean, like I gotta get in those caves now where they are, like with all that technology. Like I gotta get in there, like whatever it takes.
But let's talk about Black Panther.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The vibranium caves in Black Panther. I mean, the movie was it's a perfect movie.
It was a beautiful movie.
Beautiful movie.
It really, I'm gonna be honest with you. It really like created some emotion in me that I didn't even realize existed. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it really spoke to me. Yeah, and I feel like most Black people that saw the movie would feel the same way.
Absolutely.
You know, because we speak about the diaspora and the separation for our natural habitat and how that can mentally affect somebody, and it's some things that we probably just don't even know that we want. You know what I'm saying? And to see that movie, it was just so like the power and how the female were equal to the men, and even in battle, it was just beautiful. It was beautifully portrayed, and I watched their interviews afterwards and how they discussed the fact that the women were equal to men in the society for reasons of, look, we can acknowledge each other's strengths and be great together. Like,
absolutely.
Don't diminish who I am because you want to have, we can both be powerful. And in that environment, they were both powerful, and it was so beautiful. It was just beautiful.
And they got the best weapons in the world, so everybody can fight anyway.
And there were a lot of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X undertones, just about the unity and the whole, Black Panther, he didn't want to fight Killmonger. He didn't really want to, do him like that. You know what I mean? That wasn't even really what he really wanted to do. Like, and innately, like, that is our nature as Black people. We are naturally, like, peaceful. We don't want to be conniving and, like, some people. But
no, there was then there was like the conflict that we've already had in America about like Africans versus African Americans.
Yes.
So
yes, that was highlighted too. Yeah. I
used to listen to an extreme like Republican show. I'm not a Republican, but I used to listen to this guy's show. And that was the first time I was introduced to the concept of Africans versus African Americans. That's just the backstory for that.
Okay.
So that's what's going on in this movie, because it's like, well, who's going through the most struggle, who has it harder, who's taking shit for granted, type of thing. And then it's like Killmonger, okay, he's from Wakanda, but he's been Americanized. He's trained in American military, so he's like an enhanced Wakandan, so to speak. So that's why he whipped Black Panther's ass the first time, and he was still whipping him in the second fight. They fought twice, and then like Black Panther called him a one good move, and he had to end it. He had desperation, but
I was like, it's over, Black Panther. You've been to kill Black Panther
again, right?
Because when I'm looking at him, like, in real life, Killmonger would just thrash Black Panther.
Right. And he did, though. He did.
That's what I was thinking the whole time I'm watching it. I'm like, they're not gonna do that. Like, they can't.
But they did it though. They threw his ass off the waterfall. He threw his ass off the waterfall. I mean, that should have been it for him. Really, he lived through that. So it was meant to be. He had to survive that for the better good of the world. That's how it had to go. But Killmonger was that dude, though. I mean, he was a man.
He said, "Bury me at sea with my people that jump, because they knew it was better to be free than be in some chains."
Right. Basically.
I didn't say that right.
He said they knew that death was better than bondage.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Yep.
And well, the real moment to me was when Killmonger was a star, wasn't he? Killmonger was a star. I mean,
no, Black Panther was a star. I mean,
Black Panther's the protagonist. He's the main character. I get it. But Killmonger, to me, was a star.
AKA the star.
Because, I mean, it was like he stood for something real, and it was like, okay, well it's
Black
like...
Panther stood for something real, too!
I'm not saying he didn't.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to get at is, okay, like, you stand for something real until it threatens, like, the balance or the well-being of the world.
Mm-hmm.
As we know it. I mean, maybe what he was doing could have been for the better. Who knows? We'll never know, But
not when he lift up Auntie, like, I told you. When I say do something, you better do it. She's like, you can't.
I mean, but they have to.
He said, burn it.
I mean, he was the antagonist, and they had to antagonize him.
Yeah.
They had to antagonize his character.
He was clearly not the person that should be in leadership, is what the movie also portrayed.
The movie portrayed that, but what I'm saying is even that statement to say that he shouldn't have been in leadership is a questionable statement.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to get at, you know.
I think that's a great statement to say.
It's a questionable statement. Right. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Because and then it has so many angles. I didn't expect the movie to be so relevant to the times.
Oh yeah, it was very relevant.
I didn't see that coming. I mean, I'm a Marvel head, and I mean it was a real pro-black movie. Like, I mean, all the way through. And I mean, I can't say it. I mean, we're just scratching the surface. Like, it's so deep. Like,
it's so deep.
Like, we're so America. Like, okay, so Wakanda's are in America, and it's like they still end up turning to a life of crime because it's like it's how you.
It's because you're in America.
You're in America.
And you're black.
I mean, like it's like wow. I mean, I can't even begin to get into it. It's too much. But
and you know what? You know, I'm gonna be honest. Like, with the whole white and black thing, you know, growing up in Baltimore, I didn't really ever have to really deal with any super racist situations.
Right.
But being in Virginia, it is so different. It's only 4 hours south of Baltimore.
It's more overt.
It's the white people here do not know their place. They I'm not gonna say they don't know their place, but they're a lot more bold about their racism and their judgment towards black people than they are in Baltimore, because I feel like they know, you know, niggas gonna get with them. You know what I'm saying? Right. We gonna get with you. We gonna embarrass you. And now I'm down here like trying to fit in the, should I embarrass these bitches or am I gonna get lynched? Like, what?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But right. I mean, it's really, really, really different. And I think with what you were talking about, the whole what's the video you talking about?
From what? What was it for?
We were just talking about the video.
The last video I remember was the Wolfman video. I'm trying to remember.
But anyway, in the movie, one of the parts that I wanted to mention is how Michonne from Walking Dead, her name's going to always be Michonne. And
that's the only name I know about.
The dude from Get Out.
Right.
The dude from Get Out, they had their own like tribes and they were fighting. Remember, remember
they were together.
They were in a relationship, but she was leading her tribe, he was leading his tribe, and based on the circumstances, they were against each other, so they had to fight. You know, but what it made me really think about was, you know, what are we loyal to? And you know, with the diaspora that's occurring and that's being black in America, what are black African Americans that are in America? What are we loyal to?
Wow.
You know, for what? You know, Christianity, like what? What is it? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know your family is a thing, but I mean, is there a black something that you can hold on to? You know what I'm saying? There's not. Like, what is there to hold on to that's black in America? You know what I mean?
And
as a unit,
you said the key word right there, in America.
In America.
I think we have, as we've said on previous episodes, we have too many distractions. Just trying to like scrap and survive in America.
But I think this movie is the cusp of us creating something that I'm speaking of, something that we can grasp onto. You know what I mean?
It's sparking the idea at least.
Yeah, at least.
Because these figures that we're speaking about from the movie were leaders. They were leaders of their tribe, and you know, you need to have allegiance and loyalty to something when you're a leader.
Something, exactly.
So eventually, you know, if you plan on doing something significant with your life, or if you plan to be a leader, then think about what you're loyal to. Right. Or find something to be loyal to if you haven't already.
And if you don't understand what loyalty is, then try to just get it together in your life.
Prepare yourself for leadership.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah, even if you're not like in a great spot right now, like prepare yourself for leadership, because it's keep that hope alive, and eventually you are going to be in a position to lead. Like that. I mean, that hits home for me, because there have been many points in my life in different like workplaces or points in my career where I've been like assigned randomly out of nowhere a position of leadership. And you never know when it's coming. So, prepare yourself to be the best you for any random time with that you're going to be put in the spot. And, it'll be that time, definitely. What else?
But that's all I got.
Yeah.
So we're going to wrap it up. absolutelyalphas@gmail.com. We're out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, listen to the albums we just selected for you. If you don't agree, if you do agree, let us know. We want to hear what you got to say at the end of the day.
Please comment.
Yeah. So we're on Facebook, Alphas Explain, absolutelyalphas.com. We're on every platform that you can imagine: SoundCloud, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Libsyn, everything. So check us out. We appreciate you. And we'll talk to you soon.
See you.
Bye, guys.